Dough right back in here when this gets done, and I'll put a cloth top on it. You can use a plastic top. Just put it over, cover it, and then that's going to have to set for 2.5 hours to rise. It's going to basically double in size. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Let's check this out. We'll unhook that, turn that baby up, pull it up, get our dough off the dough hook. All right, unlock this baby. Comes right out. Pull our dough out here for a minute. I'll show you what it looks like. Look at this. And that's your pizza dough. Now, we're going to put this into a bowl. Let's pad this together. Make a little circle out of it. Make it into a ball. Okay. Not tight, but just roll it a little bit. Okay. Set that down. We're going to take a little olive oil, not a lot. We're going to put it into our glass bowl. Not a lot now. Just about like that. We're going to take this dough. We're going to put it in there and swirl it around, just so that we cover it all with the olive oil, okay? Now, at this point, we're going to take plastic wrap, put right over the top of this, just like that. And we're going to put this in a warm place for 2.5 hours. That dough is going to double in size, 2.5 hours, okay? Now, if it's not right around 70 degrees in your house, because you really want between 70 and 75, you can always start the oven, bring it up to 150 degrees. Once it reaches 150 degrees, turn it off, open the door, give yourself 5 minutes, and then put it in the oven. So, while that's rising for 2.5 hours, PapaTucks going to have some more of a soda. Yeah! We're making calzones. Okay, now what you're going to need for these calzones is some of PapaTucks pasta sauce, and hopefully you've seen the shows prior and you got some in the freezer. And that's what I did, is I took some out of the freezer, I put it into a pan, and I got my pasta sauce all warmed up. Well, camera, get it close in on that. Well, we're warming this pasta sauce up, and I'm actually not going to bring this to a boil. I'm just going to simmer this. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer just so that it's warm. And I'm going to add it to my calzones. When we're making the calzones, I don't want it too hot. That's why I'm just warming it up, okay? In fact, I'm going to turn that down a little bit so that that'd be just right. And you're going to need, you can use a pizza stone. And remember, if you use a stone, if you've never used one before, get it. Just a little bit of cornmeal on there. Throw that in the oven on 450 for like an hour and really let that thing warm up. And then turn that oven down to about 400, 425. And you take some cornmeal and you put on cornmeal on your stone before you put anything on. That way everything doesn't stick to it so much. But I'm going to be using a cookie sheet actually. And I'll take a little bit of butter and put on here. And I'll probably use some of PapaTucks homemade butter. Okay. Get some of that out of the refrigerator. We'll take some PapaTucks homemade butter and we'll butter the bottom of this. And I'm going to be able to fit 2 calzones on here. Okay. And the kids like pepperoni, so I picked a package of sliced pepperoni. It's all set to go. And I picked up some mushrooms, some portobellos, and I'm going to cut these up a little bit. Okay. I've also picked up some provolone slices of cheese. Okay. I've got a jug of ricotta cheese. Okay. Love the ricotta in there. And I've got some shredded mozzarella cheese. And I'll show you how we throw these together very shortly. And you're going to need a little bit of flour. Okay, so let's get this started. What we need to do, first, throw a little flour down on the board. Throw a little flour down on the board like this, so our dough don't stick to it. That's it for that. Our dough's risen. It's been about 2.5 hours. Look at that. That baby's doubled in size, and we're just going to plop that baby right out. There's your calzone dough. Look at that. Get close up. See how that doubled up in size? What we're going to do with this is I'm going to cut that right in half. Okay? This is very simple. I'm going to make 2 calzones with this. So what I'm going to do is basically cut this in half. Just like that. I got floured bottoms. Floured bottoms. Now I'm going to add a little bit more flour to the top of this. Not a lot, just sprinkle it on. Sprinkle it on, just like that, okay? There. I'm going to move these out of the way. So let's just take and set these aside. Actually, I'll put them right down here as long as the dog don't get to them. We'll put them right down there like that. And now I've got a nice flat surface here to work with. I'm going to take some flour bloop, and put down on my flat surface. Just mix that baby in there a little bit like this. And we're going to take one of these calzones. We're going to put it right down here. And we're going to start spreading this out. Now, be careful how you do this. Just spread it out. Don't spread it too thin. You're not making pizza crust. Okay? Just like that. We're going to add a little bit more flour to the top of that. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now, what we're going to do here, and that's about it. Now, it's not perfectly round. The rounder you can get it, the better. Okay? We're going to add a little bit more flour to that. That'll help it stay in a round position for you. Okay? Look at that. Now we're going to take a little bit of olive oil. Okay? Not a lot, just a little bit. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil on there. Not a lot again, I'm saying. And you're just going to spread that out a little bit in the center of that thing. Just like that. Very little. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to load this baby onto our pan. So I need to butter my pan. So let me get some butter onto this pan, then I'll show you the next step. I'm going to wash my hands right now. Okay, and all we want to do now is butter up this pan. We're putting butter onto the bottom of it, just like this. Not a lot. Just cover the pan with butter. All right? And we'll take that butter, put it off to the side. Actually, I'll use that on the next one, so I'll put that right there. Then we're going to take this calzone, fold her up in half, and place it on our pan. Okay? Just like that. And then we're going to bring that fold right back like this. Just like this. Okay? Get that baby flattened back out. Don't go too thin now. Round it out. And now we're going to stuff this. Okay. This is what we're going to stuff it with. Some pepperoni, some ricotta cheese. I'll show you. Let me wash my hands. All right. I am going to put this recipe for calzones, PapaTucks Calzones, at papabooks.net. You'll be able to go copy and paste it. While you're there, check out the book, The Outlaw Deer Hunter. You'll love it. That's my newest release. And very shortly, coming up, is going to be my new release on Cookbook 3. It's going to be edition number 3. All right, let's get this together. I got this all set. My sauce is warmed up. I'm going to turn that off. Turn the sauce off. And what we are going to do is put a little sauce in here. And not a lot. Not a lot. Let me stir that up. Very little sauce, okay? Just about like that. Keeping it away from the edges of the calzone. Keep it back in there about 2 inches, okay? Just like this. Now, as you see, I did not put a lot of sauce on this. And I stayed back in on the edges, okay? That's so that we can close the edges up with this. Then we're going to take some provolone cheese. Be careful of the paper that comes in the provolone. We're going to take 1 piece of provolone, 2 pieces of provolone. And again, we're staying in on the edges. Then we're going to take some mozzarella shredded and put right on this. And again, we're staying in from the edges. Okay? Just like that. Then we're going to take a mushroom and we're going to slice some pieces right into this. Keeping them small, not too chunky. Just chunk them up, spread them out, and you don't have to go crazy and put too much. Okay? I'm going to put another half in there. We're going to put that right in there just like that, spreading it out a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to take and top this off with a little ricotta cheese. Okay? We're going to take 1 scoop, put right there, keeping it in from the edge. Put 2 scoop right there, and put 3 scoop right there. Okay? Now all we're doing at this point is we're stuffed. Let's bring that in a little bit. You want, like I say, keep it in from the edges. Okay? Make sure that these are in from the edges. Now,